Hello, my dear friend. Loneliness is the topic of this short video. Loneliness is such an insidious so-called friend who gate crashes every party. It gate crashes the innermost being of love that we are. And loneliness can strike at any time, day or night. And even me, the monastic, the contemplative, though I never feel alone because I am in the presence of the beloved, the Father, Mother, God, 24/7. Yet when news comes from family about members who love you and whom you love, when illness strikes, yes, there's a sense of separation that can sometimes leave one feeling lonely. Excuse me. But I would like to read to you from the late John O'Donoghue's reflection on loneliness. Please allow me to share this with your heart. When the light lessens, causing colours to lose their courage, and your eyes fix on the empty distance that can open on either side of the sunset line to make all that is familiar and near seem suddenly foreign. When the music of talk breaks apart into noise and you hear your heart louden while the voices around you slow down to leaden echoes, turning the silence into something stormy and cold. When the old ghosts come back to feed on everywhere you felt sure, do not strengthen their hunger by choosing to fear. Rather decide to call on your heart that it may grow clear and free to welcome home your emptiness, that it may cleanse you like the clearest air you could ever breathe. Allow your loneliness time to dissolve the shell of dross that has closed around you. Choose in the severe silence to hear the one true voice your rushed life fears. Cradle yourself like a child, learning to trust what emerges so that gradually you may come to know that deep in that black hole you will find the blue flower that holds the mystical light which will illuminate in you the glimmer of springtime. Loneliness is something that affected my life for many, many years. As the eldest son of 9, I always felt lonely. And I guess the cause for that was that I never felt loved by my earthly blood father, my birth father. I never felt good enough. He always favored my younger brother. And that triggered off a deep loneliness as well as a resentment. But moving on into adult life, you can be in the middle of a crowd in a busy city, in Times Square, in Piccadilly Circus, in Red Square in Moscow, in Tiananmen Square in China. You can be surrounded by a myriad of people and yet be lonely. And I believe it's all to do with the heart. It's to do with where you are at in your spiritual path. And even those who are wealthy, those of us who are not your world's richest millionaires, sometimes we can feel a sense of loneliness, a sense of despair, a sense of hurt, even anger, for daring to envy what they have. But they may have everything, but I would say they are as lonely as you or I. They are lonely because their life is preoccupied by fear, and they surround themselves with a lot of fair-weathered friends who are more in love with their wealth than they are with their gifts as a person. So loneliness we must embrace head on. We must face it, and we must be courageous and ask, why am I lonely? What are the triggers in my life that lead me down this path of despair? Let us just do a short relaxation meditation or a prayer. Let us visualize sat on a park bench, and an angel of God sits next to us and reaches out and looks us in the eye and says, "Why are you sad?" And suddenly you feel a love burning through your heart, inspiring you, empowering you to speak your truth for the first time to this stranger. But this is no stranger. This is your personal guardian angel who has walked with you 24/7. And they know you. And they know that you put on many faces, many masks from your theatrical cupboard. And today they're asking you to remove the mask of fear, of sadness, and they're inviting you to be yourself. And they produce a mirror, a beautiful mirror, and they invite you to look in it. And at first, you can't take this, because inside your conscious mind, you have ridiculed yourself and put yourself down for so many years that you have no self-worth, no self-esteem. And suddenly you're looking in this mirror and you're not seeing through the eyes of love, you're seeing through the eyes of pain, despair, depression. And your guardian angel asks you to share with them. What do you see? And what comes out of your mouth is just all negative criticism. I'm old, I'm haggard, I'm fat, I'm useless. She asks you to close your eyes, and she places her hands on your heart, and you feel a pulling sensation where someone is taking a block from you, a block of ice that has frozen your heart and allowed your mind to run riot because of your loneliness. And you hear in a soft whisper, breathe in the healing energies of love. And now release and open your eyes. And what you see in the mirror is not the person you'd seen before. You see eyes sparkling. You see a smile and an aura around you of light. And you look to your friend and you say, "What's happened?" And she tells you, you were willing to trust, you were willing to ask, you were willing to receive. The heart has been broken free from the ice of many years of self-denial and hatred and persecution. And now you've been freed by the love of your God, who heard your cry, though it's taken many years for you to fly. Peace.